Hello, welcome to today's Yin Yoga session with pranayama, meditation, and final relaxation. Today we're going to go into a deep, because it's the stillness that helps to release the tension, and only in the stillness can we access the deepest state of peace. So let's begin our practice by coming into our comfortable seat. As always, we sit a few centimeters to find that natural curve in the lower back so that the natural curve can support our seat. Let's bring the first finger and thumb together and relax the hands on the legs. And it's time to turn all of our attention within. We make the conscious decision to let go of the thoughts of the rest of the day and the external world. And we give ourselves this time to find that inner peace that is always there. All we need to do is to come in contact with it through our practice and by looking within. Let's begin to relax the body and mind, taking a nice deep breath in through the nose, filling the belly, and letting out the sound as you exhale through the mouth. Good. The more sound you let out, the more stress and tension you release. Take another deep breath in through the nose, fill the entire body. Good. One more time, fill every cell with breath and energy. As you exhale, let it all go. Please bring the hands together in front of the heart and rest the thumbs gently against the heart center in the middle of the chest. We open our class, our ritual of self-healing and self-transformation with 3 beautiful Oms. Remember, half of the exhalation is O and the second half of the exhalation is M. As you make the M sound, please touch the tongue to the roof of the mouth just behind the teeth. Gently touching the tongue to the roof of the mouth helps to connect the energy circuit that flows through us. So let's take a nice deep breath in. We know that our intention helps to create our experience, so please take a moment to set your personal intention for this class. Let's gently open our eyes, and we'll begin this practice by coming to the standing position on the mat. Now, this is a Yin Yoga practice, so we'll be holding the postures for longer, but I like to start my Yin Yoga practice with different ways of releasing tension that allow me to go deeper into this practice. So let's start with the feet shoulder width apart, gentle bend in the knees, and we'll do some shaking and bouncing. This is an incredible way to release tension. It actually also is very powerful purification practice that releases toxins, and it massages all the internal organs, the joints, the connective tissue throughout the body. So let's begin by simply bouncing in the knees, inhaling through the nose and letting the breath fall out through the mouth. We can close our eyes, and as usual, we look within to this internal awareness throughout our yoga practice. And as you shake and bounce, use your intention, your mind to guide the toxins down through the body and out through the feet. Shaking out the tension and the toxins, inhaling through the nose and exhaling through the mouth. I can shake out the hands a little bit. Let go of any tension in the hands, fingers, and wrists. Stay with the breath. Now, if you want to go a little deeper, let the arms relax to the sides and bounce on the heels. Let the heels come up off the floor and then hit the heels on the floor, creating more vibration. Every cell vibrating with energy. Bring a gentle smile to the practice. This really does send a message to the brain. And that gentle smile helps to elevate the mood. Slowly coming back to stillness. Let's take a deep, relaxing breath in through the nose, out through the mouth. Closing the eyes and feeling that sweet vibration in every part of the body. Everything in this universe is a practice. We become more and more aware of this subtle vibration as we become channels for the universal energy to flow through us. This is the gift of yoga, letting the energy empower us. Now let's finish with a couple warm-up movements to shake it out and to get out anything you need to release. So as we inhale, reach up and back, gentle back bend, then through the mouth. As we bend forward, bending the knees, arms up, then bounce one more time in the knees. Inhale through the nose, up and back. Bounce again. Inhale through the nose, up and back. Hold for a moment and release. Hold for a moment. Now just flow at your own pace. Each time you exhale, let go of anything you don't need. Last one. Inhale up and exhale the arms to the sides and down. Let's close the eyes with a deep, relaxing breath in through the nose, out through the mouth. Let the breath be soft and relaxed as we look within to observe our internal state. Every time we look within to observe, we do this without giving a name, a label, or a story to our experience. We simply become the witness consciousness, observing our internal state at the same time as we feel what's happening inside. We move from thinking into feeling, more feeling, less thinking. Okay, let's come down onto the knees on the mat. And we're going to start with a stretch of the feet and toes. So bring the knees hip width apart, tuck the toes under the feet, and place the hands on the top of the thighs. This is an intense stretch. If it gets to be too intense, you can come up, bringing the hips into the vertical position, and this will take the intensity out of the stretch. So you can start here if it's too much to start with the hips down, or you can start with the hips down, and at some point, if it's necessary, you can bring the hips up. So let's begin by closing our eyes and taking a deep, relaxing breath. Now we begin to connect to the breath. And let's keep the body still unless you need to move the hips to diminish the intensity of the stretch. we start with our wave breath, a 3-part breath. As you inhale, fill the belly like a balloon, then pause and hold the breath for a moment here. Then inhale deeper into the chest, expanding the ribs, and hold the breath here for a moment. Then inhale to the top of the lungs, all the way to the top of the head, and hold for a moment here. As we exhale 1/3 of the way down, empty the head down to the top of the lungs, and pause. Then exhale, allow the ribs to come back to normal. Hold for a moment at the end of that 1/3 of the exhalation. Then exhale all the way down, empty the belly as the belly moves to the spine, and pause at the end of the breath. We'll do this several times. Inhale, fill the belly, pause, holding the breath in the belly. Then inhale another 1/3 of the way into the chest, expanding the ribs, and pause here, holding the breath in. Finally, inhale up to the top of the head, fill the lungs completely, and pause at the end of inhalation. Same thing, as we exhale 1/3 of the way down, pause at the end of the 1/3 of the way down, then exhale another 1/3 of the way down, let the ribs return to normal, and pause. Then exhale all the way down, the belly moves to the spine to empty the lungs completely, and pause here. One more round. Inhale into the belly, expanding like a balloon, and hold for a moment. Then inhale into the ribs, expanding. Hold for a moment here. Last time, inhale all the way up to the top of the lungs, the top of the head, and hold with the lungs full. And finally, exhale 1/3 of the way down and pause, holding the breath. Exhale another 1/3 of the way down, ribs coming back to normal, and pause for a moment. Then exhale and pause at the end of the exhalation. Let your breath be full and deep now. We'll take the right hand over the top of the head, fingers just above the left ear, and gently move that right ear towards the right shoulder. As you breathe deep now, breathe into your neck. Wherever your mind goes, the energy flows. We use the power of the mind to guide the energy into the body. You could make some gentle movements of the head forward and back, feeling that nice release in the side of the neck as you breathe deep into the stretch. Use the breath to open the body and guide you into the postures. Let's release that right hand down. We'll change to the other side, taking the left hand over the top of the head, fingertips just above the ear, and gently guiding the left ear towards the left shoulder. Deep breath into the stretch. Expand the neck with the breath, and as you exhale, release gently. You can take some slow, gentle movements if you like, as you focus on the breath. Everything is guided by the breath. Come back slowly. Now we can release the top of the feet, flat to the floor. Very intense stretch for some of us, placing the hands to the top of the legs. And let's take a deep, relaxing breath in through the nose, out through the mouth. As we close the eyes, we look within, feeling the physical sensations in the body. Noticing the gentle vibration, the flow of energy within. Observing the emotional and mental state without giving it a name, a label, or a story. Simply witness what's happening inside. Staying connected to the breath. Now let's gently come back into the standing position for our next posture. Standing with the feet hip width apart. We find our balance in the standing position. As we inhale, the arms up overhead, reach to the sky as long as you can. Let's keep that length in the spine as we move from the hips, slowly exhaling forward. Keep reaching through the fingers, spine long. And we come into a gentle forward fold here. We'll start by clasping the elbows. You can bend the knees a bit if you need to. Taking some gentle swaying side to side to release the lower back, letting the head hang heavy. You can move the head side to side if you like, whatever feels good to you for these first few moments before we come into stillness. Connect with that full rhythmic breath all the time. Follow the inhalation to the end. Find that beautiful moment of stillness, the pause at the end of inhalation before the exhalation begins. And find that sweet moment of stillness at the end of each exhalation, the pause before the next inhalation begins. Now let's come into stillness. It's very important in this yin yoga practice to move the body into stillness. This allows for the deeper release of the connective tissue, and it also allows the mind to become more calm. The stillness in the body helps to create the stillness in the mind. Bring the weight over the center of the feet. Try not to lean forward onto the toes and balls of the feet, and try not to lean back into the heels. Now let's connect to that full yogic breath here. As you inhale, slowly fill the lungs completely. As you exhale through the nose, gently follow the exhalation all the way to the end, emptying the lungs completely with each breath out. Feel how every breath changes the body. Each breath is a new meditation. Notice if you're holding tension anywhere in the body. As you exhale, allow that part of your body to relax and release the tension. As we look within with the eyes closed, we become aware of the flow of the energy. Feeling the energy flowing in to the brain. Allowing each breath to gently soften the body and mind. Take a gentle deep breath in together. As we exhale, bend the knees, release the hands to the floor, chin to the chest. As we inhale, slowly roll the spine up, arms to the sides and up overhead, finishing the inhalation as the palms come together overhead, and exhaling the hands to the heart. Let's relax the arms to the sides and close the eyes. Take a deep, relaxing breath in through the nose, out through the mouth. After every yin yoga posture, we have a moment of awareness, closing the eyes to look within and experience the benefit of the posture. We are aware of the 4 levels of being, feeling the physical sensations in the physical body. Becoming aware of the gentle vibration, the internal flow of subtle energy. Observing our emotional and mental state, simply witnessing our experience as we feel what's happening inside. to our next posture, we spread the feet wider, almost as wide as the mat, and turn the toes out to about 45 degrees. Inhaling the arms up, palms together. As we exhale, we sink the hips down into the squatting pose. You can move the feet around until you find the position that works best for you. Wherever you are, if the heels are off the floor, you can roll up the mat and place the mat under the heels, a cushion, blanket. But it's important to get the heels supported on something so that you can relax into this posture. Now the palms are together, fingers together. And we gently place the elbows inside of the knees, and as we press the thumbs to the chest, we spread the knees wider apart. And let's close our eyes. We start with the chin parallel to the floor, or just sinking a bit. We connect to that deep rhythmic breath. Let's start with our 3 rounds of the wave breath. Inhale to the belly, fill the belly, then hold for a moment here. Then inhale into the chest, expanding the ribs, holding for a moment here. Finally, it comes full. Slowly exhale 1/3 of the way down, pausing for a moment. Then exhale, allowing the ribs to return to neutral, pausing for a moment at the end of that breath. And finally, finishing the exhalation, the belly moves to the spine to empty the lungs completely and hold there for a moment. We'll do one more together. Deep inhale to the belly, expanding like a balloon, then pause for a moment, holding the breath in. Inhaling into the ribs, expanding, pausing as you hold the breath here for a moment. Then inhale all the way to the top of the lungs and the top of the head, and pause here with the lungs full. Exhaling 1/3 of the way down, holding for a moment at the end of that exhalation. Exhaling deeper, returning the ribs to neutral, and pause for a moment at the end of that exhalation. And finally exhale all the way to the end, the belly moving to the spine, and pause. And finish your 3rd round of the wave breath on your own. Now you're welcome to stay in this position, or you can deepen the posture by releasing the hands to the floor and allowing the head and neck to gently sink forward. If that feels too intense for you, you can stay in the starting position. Now let's connect to that deep rhythmic breath. Body into stillness. The stillness is such an important part of this Yin Yoga practice. The only thing moving now is the breath. As we inhale, draw the energy from the center of the earth into the base of the spine, the root chakra at the bottom of the spine. As you exhale, send your energetic roots down into the earth. The root chakra at the base of the spine is the battery of our being. And this is the energy that fuels our life. The connection to the nurturing energy of the earth through the root chakra is the source of our vitality. So each inhale into the base of the spine, from the bottom of the spine into the earth. Remember, always find that moment of stillness before the next breath begins. An effective technique for calming and stabilizing the mind. energy, emotion. The practice of yoga is the practice of being present with this experience, aware of the transformation as it's happening. Now we gently move into our next posture, placing the hands at the top of the mat, down onto the belly, and place the forehead on the back of the hands. And take another deep melt into the mat as you exhale. Now let's take the feet out as wide as you can. And turn the toes out to the sides, allowing the inner ankle to sink to the floor. Gently bring the elbows directly under the shoulders. Coming into the Sphinx pose, we spread the forearms parallel in a gentle space between the fingers. We have a very slight effort here as we pull into the hands to bring the chest forward. Lift the chest and bring the shoulders gently back and down away from the ears, extending through the top of the head, floating up to the ceiling. So imagine you are distributing the curve evenly along the entire length of the spine. Make sure that it's not just the lower back moving, but as you pull gently into the hands, you pull the chest forward and arch in the mid-back, the mid-spine. You can gently lift the chin just an inch or two. Don't drop the head back and crunch the neck. You want to keep the spine long, the curve flowing evenly throughout the spine. Let's close our eyes and breathe through the heart center in the middle of the chest. As you inhale through the center of the chest, feel a sense of expanding and opening. As you exhale through the center of the chest, a sense of letting go, surrendering, and releasing. Slow, deep, rhythmic breath. Finding that moment of stillness at the end of inhalation, and finding that moment of stillness at the end of each exhalation. If at any point you feel pain in your body, release the posture. We are not here in the yoga practice to create pain, but a little bit of tension may be present, and we release that tension with the posture and the breath. Wherever you are, keep the body still as you stay connected to the breath flowing through the heart center in the middle of your chest. If the thoughts are coming, that's natural. We have no need to fight with our mind. We simply observe the mind thinking, and we gently guide our attention back to the breath again and again. With patience and practice, slow down. This is the practice of yoga, bringing the mind back to the present moment again. Now, to release the posture, as we exhale, slowly slide the elbow head to the back of the hands. And Let's take a very deep breath into the spine and back. And as you exhale through the mouth, let everything soften and melt. One more time if you like. Inhale deeply into the back and spine. Exhale, let everything relax and release. Close the eye and observe the benefits of your practice. Feel the benefits of your practice. Now let's bring the right leg back to the center of the mat, left leg back to the center. Bring the ankles close together, knees close together as we place the hands under the shoulders. Inhale to rise up onto the hands and knees. Let's bring the inside of the knees touching, big toes touching, taking an inhale here. As we exhale slowly through the nose, sinking back into the child's pose. If you're feeling a little tension, you can put a pillow between your buttocks and your heels. You can rest the forehead on a cushion or a towel if you like. And first, we crawl the fingertips as far away from the head as you can to lengthen the neck and the spine. Then, gently bring the arms back along the sides of the body, the hands next to the feet. Let's take a deep, relaxing breath here. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Let the arms relax completely, the entire body softening with each breath out. Now we focus on the deep abdominal breath. As you inhale into the belly, you're massaging the internal organs and filling them with energy. As you exhale, let everything release, releasing the toxins, the tension, and any emotions you no longer need. Each time you breathe out, focus on releasing and letting go. Each time you inhale, fill the belly deeply and completely. Massage the internal organs with the breath and the posture. And as always, find that moment of stillness at the end of every breath. Remembering to always watch your mind and your thoughts. And anytime the mind begins to drift away from this present moment, we guide the attention back to the breath. This is our practice. This is how we gain mastery over the mind. The mind is a great tool or a terrible master. So through our yoga practice, we learn to become the master of the mind. next inhalation, we gently rise with the breath into the kneeling position, placing the hands on top of the thighs. Let's close our eyes and take a deep, relaxing breath in through the nose, out through the mouth. And we look within to feel and observe our internal state, our internal experience. The science of yoga is about expanding our perception, expanding our consciousness to perceive more of who we are. So we look within to perceive the subtle energy and become aware of our emotions and our mind. Self-knowledge, self-realization is the true science of yoga. Let's gently move to our next posture, rising up onto the knees. You can place the hands forward and gently step that right foot forward until the knee is directly over the heel, coming into a gentle lunge, placing the hands on top of the front knee. If your back knee needs a little bit more support, you can fold the mat in half. You can put a cushion or a blanket under the back knee that's on the mat. Here we are, gently lifting the chest and chin. There's no need to drop the head back. If you don't feel like lifting the chin, you don't have to. Now let's close our eyes to find that inner balance. And bring the awareness into the psoas muscle in the front of the left hip. The psoas muscle holds a lot of our emotional tension. And it also is connected to our lower back. So by releasing and relaxing this muscle, we can release emotions that are blocked, and we can support the comfort and health of the lower back. So let's breathe deep into any tension in the body. As you exhale slowly through the nose, soften the body and mind. Remembering to find that moment of stillness, the pause at the end of every breath. Full, deep, rhythmic breath. Same length of inhalation, same length of exhalation. This is a very intense stretch for some of us, so we won't hold long. Let's gently release the hands to the mat. Slide the front foot back. Coming into the kneeling position, releasing the hands to the top of the thighs, closing the eyes and taking a deep, relaxing breath in through the nose, out through the mouth. The eyes closed, we look within to feel and observe the difference between the left psoas muscle and the right psoas muscle. Noticing the emotional and mental state. Every time we hold a stretch in a muscle for longer, this helps to release the connective tissue. And each time we release the stretch, the blood comes rushing back into the muscle, bringing a fresh supply of healing oxygen and energy. Let's move to the other side. You can lean forward to bring the hands to the mat. This time, step the left foot forward until the knee is exactly over the heel. Find the length of the stance that works best for you and bring the hands to the top of the left leg. And you can lift the chest a bit, lift the chin just a bit, gentle back bend as well. Let's close our eyes, connect to that deep rhythmic breath, and bring your deep inhalation into any tension in your body. Use the breath to open the body as you inhale, and allow the exhalation to release tension from that part of your body. Finding the moment of stillness at the end of every breath. Deep, full, rhythmic breath. Gently releasing the posture, hands to the mat. Sliding the left leg back, coming into the kneeling position. Resting the hands on top of the thighs, closing the eyes. Taking a deep, relaxing breath in through the nose, out through the mouth. Looking within. Self-awareness. Into our next posture, leaning forward, bringing the hands to the mat, and laying flat down onto the mat. Let's bring the forehead to the back of the hands and take a deep, relaxing breath. Let everything soften as you breathe out through the mouth one more time. Come into a shoulder opening posture. Let's bring the left arm extending away from the shoulder and place the left hand in line with the top of the head. So this is important. Remember, the left hand is not in line with the shoulder. Bring the left hand a little bit higher so it's in line with the top of your head. Keep that left shoulder on the floor. Place the right hand under the right shoulder and very gently press into the right hand as you roll over towards the left shoulder. Come to your edge of your flexibility. You can stay here. If your shoulder feels like it's more open, you can bend the knees and place the feet on the floor. This can take you deeper into the stretch. And finally, if you're feeling more flexible, bring the right hand up to the sky, and then back to catch the fingers of the left hand. Let your head relax. Gentle stretch in the side of the neck. If it's uncomfortable for your neck, you can put a cushion or a block under your head. Now let's close our eyes and breathe deep into the shoulder. As you inhale, feel your shoulder expand. As you exhale, releasing tension from the shoulder. Now you know to find that moment of stillness at the end of every breath to help calm and stabilize your mind. Full, deep, rhythmic breath. release. As you inhale, come back onto the belly on the mat. Leave the left arm where it is and place the forehead on the back of the right hand. Let's take a deep, relaxing breath here in through the nose, out through the mouth. Closing the eyes and feeling what's happening within your body. Remembering that ancient saying from the Greeks, know thyself, and you shall know the entire universe. This is the intention of yoga. By knowing yourself, all the levels, physical, energetic, emotional, mental, and spiritual, you begin to understand how the universe is connected to your experience. Now let's change to the other side, extending the right hand away from the shoulder. Make sure that right hand is in line with the top of the head. This is very important to get the correct angle of the shoulder. Right hand in line with the top of the head. Right shoulder stays on the floor as we place the left hand under the left shoulder. Gently press into the left hand and roll into the right shoulder, finding the edge of your flexibility. You can stay here, or you can bend the knees to go deeper, placing the feet flat on the floor. And you can take that left arm up to the sky if you're ready to go even deeper. And bring the left hand back to catch the fingers of the right hand. If you need to, you can place a blanket or a block under the head, or just allow that head to hang. Close our eyes and breathe deep into the shoulder. There's no need to force anything in yoga practice. We use the breath to take us deeper into the postures. As you inhale, feel your shoulder expand. As you exhale, release the tension with each breath out. You know to find that exhalation, fill your entire spine with breath and energy, expanding the spine as you inhale. As you exhale slowly, allow the entire body to relax into the twist. Keep our mind and breath in the spine and feel how every breath changes the spine. Finding that moment of stillness at the end of every breath. If we bring a gentle smile to the mouth, it sends a message to the brain, and this does help to elevate the mood. Just a little bit, moving those lips into a soft smile can actually help to make us feel better. Slowly inhale the left knee back to the center. As you exhale, straighten the left leg down to the floor. Slide the hips back to the center, bringing the spine into a straight line. Let everything relax as you take a deep breath in through the nose, out through the mouth. Coming into our final posture, bending the knees, feet on the floor. Lift the hips off the floor and slide them to the right edge of the mat. Then lower the hips down to the floor again. Straighten the left leg. Bring the right thigh up, perpendicular to the floor. Taking the left hand just under the right knee. Right arm extending away from the shoulder. Take a deep breath in through the nose, and as you exhale through the mouth, slowly bring the right knee to the left into the twist. Turn the face to the right and turn the palm of the right hand up to the sky, making sure that both shoulders are on the mat. Remember, it's okay if the right knee does not touch the floor. Keep the shoulders flat on the mat, close the eyes, and guide that deep breath into the spine. Feel how every deep breath changes the spine as you find the moment of stillness at the end of every breath. Remember to let go of tension anywhere in the body. Each time you breathe out, softening the entire body and mind. Slowly bring the right knee back to the center. And slide the hips back to the center of the mat, the spine in a straight line. Then we spread the feet down to the floor as wide as the mat. Arms away from the sides of the body, taking a deep, relaxing breath. Closing the eyes and looking within. Enjoying the benefits of this yin yoga practice. Now you are welcome to join me for our breathing practice, or you can stay here on your back for a final relaxation. Remember, it's very effective to relax each part of the body one at a time to help go into a deeper relaxed state. This is a deeper relaxation than just zoning out or falling asleep. By consciously relaxing each part of the body, you allow your body to receive the full benefits of your practice. If you're joining